This is my new car, 2008 BMW E90 335i. Previous owner crashed this car into a tree, but instead of fixing it, he sold it to me. Since the car looked good on pictures, I was hoping that there wouldn't be any structural damage. And at first, it did seem like it. Well, except this piece. This is the end piece that is all twisted up and the stud broken. But this is no worries, it's the end. But after better inspection, this chassis leg seems to be straight, but this one is kind of twisted this way. It wouldn't be too big of a deal, but there is a kink in the chassis leg all the way back there. So it goes straight, and then I'm not sure if I can show you guys. Right there's a kink. So we will have to fix that, cut that part out and straighten it out and weld it back in. Other than that, it's a quite nice example. No wide drive. For now at least, I don't like the screen at all. Hate how it looks. We will need to do something about it. The speedometer has this custom N54 badge here and 335i. I guess it'll have to stay. There is some damage to the speedometer, I see. The thing is kind of peeling, so actually I'm not sure. But that's the least of our worries. The windshield cracked because of the airbag. So steering wheel airbag and the dashboard airbag. Oh, I think I just cut myself. So the dashboard and steering wheel airbag. The other airbags seem to be okay. Sunroof and bright interior. Could be better, but will do. From factory, no M Sport, but it does have M3 side skirts, and it had M3 bumper, which is destroyed, so it's gone. We'll have to do that. We'll have to get another one. The rear bumper is stock, non-M Sport, but to be honest, I don't really like M Sport rear bumpers anyway. Maybe we're gonna keep this one on. I think it has around 180,000 kilometers, so like 110,000 miles, something like that. Automatic gearbox. Since it's a 2008 model, it has an N54 engine. The car did have most of the bolt-ons, so downpipes, intercooler, charged pipe, blow-off valve, but the intercooler got smashed, so that's already thrown out. The previous owner did disassemble the front end. The way the car is now, that's how I picked it up. In the front end, the damage, the good thing, we can see that the oil cooler lines seem to be intact. So all this seemed to be good, as well as the radiator. However, front end, power steering pump seems to be smashed. Water pump bolts are missing, or actually they're broken, since they are this soft, not aluminum, but some kind of soft material bolts, so they're broken. A bunch of coolant pipes destroyed, but for the most of it, it seems to be okay. The previous owner told me that they did have the car started after the accident. One thing that is quite annoying is that they have cut the positive cables because they were afraid that the car is gonna catch on fire. Here's the license plate. And even this battery is completely wrong. So I'm not sure what is happening. So both the positive and the negative terminals are cut off. Like, this makes no sense. It's way easier to just open the 10mm bolt and just undo the battery than to cut the positive cable. Like, what? Here we have some parts, but the good thing, I did check this car window decoder of the package, and what I saw, if you know what this is a Logic 7 amplifier. So this car has Logic 7 Harman Kardon audio system. So that's a very high quality audio system that plays very nice. That's the level under individual. So this is almost the best you can get in these cars. Here we have some extra covers, stuff like that. We have very nice looking rims on the car with Pilot Sport tires. So that's quite good. So I've been wanting to upgrade the floor mats in this SUV because the stock ones just aren't cutting it. I want something that's safer, easier to clean, and honestly, just looks better. So here I have a package from 3W Floor Mats, and I want to show you guys what they're like. So here we have 6 different floor mats. The rear ones, front ones, the trunk, and even the rear center protection piece. These things, they're made from something called Torex material. And the big thing about that is that they're made without adhesive. So they are completely safe and actually entirely odorless. No chemical smell, no heavy duty rubber smell, just clean. They also use vigor mold technology, which is basically how they make these things durable over time. They don't curl, they don't get flimsy, and they do not lose their shape. Even with friction like this, they stay looking brand new. And because they laser scan each car model, the fit is super precise. The Black Friday sale is live right now on the 3W official website. So if you want to upgrade your car, don't wait, and tap the affiliate link in the description and get your discount today. Before we start doing anything, I want to see if the car runs. So here I have a brand new battery. Okay, so this has to be connected in order to do something. So I just connected all the positive wires together with wise grips. And now when I put the key in, everything is on. So 177,000 kilometers. This screen is on. I'm not sure how I feel about it. The angle of it is so weird. It should be, I feel like, more twisted this way. This is oil level. Okay, so there is oil in the engine. So we can try to start it. Date 2016, okay. I think we should just go for it. Yo! That was easy. Oh shit. It runs. So this, stop. So this is the gearbox cooler lines, because that also got smashed. I already have picked up some parts, and one of them is a gearbox cooler. So I wanna plug it up, connect it, so we can drive the car inside. So I think it should be something like that. Like this. Just stay here somewhere. All the tires have air. I put the battery in the trunk and connected it up. So let's see if we can drive it inside. This runs. Oh shit. The steering wheel is super hard. Too hard to steer with this thing in the way, so I will cut the airbag. Okay, that's good enough. I can smell something burning. So as I said, I think this chassis leg is at the correct position, well, except for the tip. And this one is slightly crooked this way. To fix this, you probably could pull it back this way and just re-weld the kink on the inner side, because from this side, the engine bay side, it seems to be good. But we anyway have to replace the subframe, and at that point we have to support the engine. And as I see, all of the engine is very oily. So I think the best case will be if we pull the engine out, then we have clear access to assess the damage, and then we will be able to see exactly what we have to repair. I also want to inspect the engine. So that is replace all the gaskets, inspect the bearings, replace rod bearings, valve stem seals, camshaft ledges, and all the casual N54 stuff. I don't want to rebuild the engine, but do, well, the important stuff. One more thing, I think these parts here until the end. At least this one is slightly pushed outwards, because when I close the hood, there's a bit bigger gap here and the bigger gap here. But also it's possible that the hood is bent inwards. Since it's bent downwards, that it kind of went a bit in. This hood is trash. We're gonna anyway upgrade. So let's see if we can look at that! Almost good as new! Okay, now I could see that actually the gap is almost perfect here. This one has definitely moved a bit, and all the rest of the gaps here are good as well. So actually I do have the front end already. This bit here is bent, so let's just straighten it out. I actually thought we was gonna need to replace the whole end, but I just smacked it for a bit and I managed to fully straighten it out. Now it's literally straight. Basically the only thing we will need to do is just replace the studs. So this one lines up perfectly. Bolts align here exactly in the middle of the holes. And as I said, this is the one that we have the problems with. So here, this one, all good. Here, all good. But then this one seems to have moved something like 10 millimeters. Usually you would need a frame machine to pull it out, but here it's so minimal. We will cut out the damaged part in the chest leg in the back, and we will push it in correct place and weld it in. And one more thing is I see that the subframe is cracked. I'll show you guys after. So it could be that the subframe right now is twisted, and that is what's mostly holding the chassis leg incorrectly right now. So it is possible that if we remove the subframe, the right chassis leg is gonna pop slightly back. But the chassis is in super nice condition, not a single speck of rust, especially these places where it tends to do that. So you can see this side is all good. No damage, nothing on the chassis legs, everything is straight. Everything is good. You can see it from this angle that now this is the damage that I'm talking about. It's not that visible on camera, but right here there is a kink. Now it goes straight, there's a kind of a body line that goes here, but as you can see there's a pretty big kink right here. Let's see if we can clean it up a bit. Now you're able to see the unevenness. Right now, I want to remove the side skirt. Everything under looks great. The chassis, almost 10 out of 10. I'm gonna remove this side skirt as well. The reasoning, the paint is peeling, so it will need to be repainted. As well as I want to inspect if there's any more damage. I'm pretty sure this car went into a ditch because there's just so much dirt everywhere. And the side skirt seems like it's not even sanded before paint. This side skirt too. All basically rust free. All good condition. There is subframe. pretty good. Surface rust a few spots, but that's nothing compared to the fact that we're in Norway. I was cleaning all the other parts, such as undercovers, wheel arch cover, and I decided to remove the rear one, and I'm gonna push the car out, and I'm gonna wash everything, the wheel wells as best as I can, because we can see there's so much, incredible amount of dirt everywhere. Okay, I cleaned out the floor now in the shop. I can't be bothered to push it, so I'm just gonna start it and drive it in. What the? Well, now, since everything is clean, we can start removing stuff here and disassembling everything. I think that has to be one of the worst cabin filters I have seen. Smells terrible too. Like that. This rubber here. I also want to remove the plastic engine cover here, well, the top one, and I want to see what index the injectors are. I really hope they're index 12. Okay, the first one, index 12, second, 12, 12, 12, 12, and sixth is also 12. So all the 6 injectors is index 12. Let's go! Only the N54 people is gonna understand the hype right now. These engines have massive problems with injectors, and they made basically 12 different versions of them. So from 1 to 12, 12 is the latest one and 12 is the best ones. The wiring loom on the driver's side survived. Yo! Holy shit. So the turbo has failed. The turbo is fully seized. Right here you can see it. It's all destroyed, the edges. We can see that the shaft and the propeller is all destroyed. And as well as if I try to turn it, it's fully seized. From what I can see, the old supply and return lines are intact. So the question now is, why has the turbo failed? Yeah, so not much to change now. We will need a set of turbos. Before I disconnect the ECU and all the cables, I wanted to read the codes. So I connect the battery, and here are all the codes. So a bunch of sensors, alternator because of no belt, boost codes because of all the pipes and stuff. I wanted to check if there's any kind of oil pressure faults, if the engine had oil pressure problems and stuff like that, which would cause the turbo to fail, but nothing in that department. Everything looks perfect. That we're gonna remove later actually. Now I think we have most of the stuff removed at the top. So we can see it's very oily. In order to get access to the bolts, housing bolts at the top, I had to drop the gearbox mount. So now I'm gonna bolt it back up. I'm gonna remove one of the oxygen sensors because it's probably gonna be in the way. Then the fuel. Technically, all of the things that I have to undo should be undone. Now I want to leave the power steering pump on the engine, but in order to pull it out, we have to release the bolt. And now there's going to be a lot of oil dripping. So here's the turbo. However, this one feels good. Minimal side-to-side movement and non-actual play, so this way. So I'm not sure, maybe it's just coincidence that the car got crashed exactly when the front turbo failed. Now when we have it open, we're actually, the only thing I can see is the return line is kind of crooked here on the flexi pipe. But I'm not sure if that would cause the turbo to fail completely. The feed line seems good. Yeah, I also, by the way, just hanged up the gearbox on a rope. Okay, so we can see that there's a slightly bent metal here. We can see the massive crack in the subframe right here as well. Good thing, the right chassis leg intact. So that's all perfect. So that is gonna be it. In the next video, first thing we're gonna do is remove the subframe and start straightening out the chassis leg. So we will have to cut it, weld it, and all the good stuff. After we finish the chassis, we'll have to start working on the engine. We will clean the engine up and make it ready for reassembly basically. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you in the next one.